Dead name me in the workplace? I'll expose you back. I'm a trans man, and I transitioned a long time ago, well before I started working at my current company. For 3 years, I'd been just another guy in the office. No one had any reason to think otherwise, and honestly, that's exactly how I wanted it. Then Stella decided to make me her next project. Stella was the office gossip, the kind of person who lived for drama and treated other people's business like her personal entertainment. I'd always kept my distance, but apparently, that made me even more interesting to her. One afternoon, she pulled up to my cubicle wearing this arrogant smile that immediately put me on edge. She leaned in close, way too close for a professional setting, and whispered my dead name directly into my ear. I froze. My stomach dropped. That name hadn't been spoken aloud in years. She pulled back with this satisfied look, like she'd just won some kind of game. Apparently, she'd spent hours stalking my social media, digging through years of old posts until she found one ancient photo where I still presented female. It was from before I even came out, buried so deep I'd forgotten it existed. For context, I knew I was trans for a very long time. I was male long before any official paperwork said so. That photo meant nothing except that Stella was willing to violate every boundary to feel powerful. I told her to back off, that what she found was meaningless, but she just smirked and walked away. By the end of the day, half the office knew. People who'd worked alongside me for years suddenly looked at me differently. The casual conversations dried up. I caught whispers in the break room. Stella had poisoned my workplace in a single afternoon. I filed a complaint with HR immediately. They gave her a formal warning and made her sit through a sensitivity training. She rolled her eyes through the whole thing. That wasn't going to cut it. I went home that night furious. My 3 roommates could tell something was seriously wrong. When I told them what happened, they were just as angry as I was. One of them, Adrian, said exactly what I was thinking. We need to find something on her. So we started digging. Every social media platform, every tagged photo, every public post. We spent hours scrolling through Stella's digital life, looking for anything we could use. Then Evan, my other roommate, hit absolute gold. He found a series of Facebook posts from Stella's ex-boyfriend, not just any ex, a guy named Isaac who'd poured his heart out online after their breakup. And the story he told was devastating. Isaac had been diagnosed with cancer during their relationship. Instead of supporting him, Stella started cheating on him. And not with just anyone, with Isaac's own brother, his brother. The posts were raw and heartbreaking. Isaac talked about how Stella told him she couldn't be with someone sick, and how she'd been sleeping with his brother for months while he was going through chemo. He died 2 years ago, but his words were still there, documenting everything. My roommates and I sat around the kitchen table and planned our move. We couldn't just forward the posts. It needed to be anonymous and untraceable. We also couldn't make it look like I was behind it, or HR would fire me on the spot. We took screenshots of every post, compiled them into a single document, and printed 50 copies. The plan was simple. My roommate Brett would come to my office building late at night and slip them into the employee mailboxes on the first floor. No cameras would catch me, and Brett didn't work there, so no one would recognize him. 2 nights later, Brett executed the plan perfectly. By 8 a.m. the next morning, nearly everyone in the office had found the documents in their mailbox. The reaction was immediate. People were horrified. The same people who'd been whispering about me were now whispering about Stella. She'd outed me for being trans. We'd outed her for being the kind of person who abandons someone with cancer to sleep with their sibling. Stella didn't come to work the next day, or the day after that. She took an entire week off, and when she finally returned, she looked completely defeated. I waited until her second day back. Then I walked over to her cubicle, leaned in exactly the way she had with me, and whispered Isaac's name in her ear. Her face went white. I pulled back and said, with the same casual tone she'd used on me, "I'm so sorry it had to happen this way." She knew. She knew I was behind it, but she couldn't prove anything. And even if she could, what would she say? That someone exposed the truth about her? Now, whenever I walk past her desk, she turns red and looks away. She doesn't make eye contact. She doesn't gossip anymore, at least not about me. HR can't touch me. I just said a name, right? Just like she did to me. Stella wanted to play investigator. Turns out I was just better at it.